What's up? It's Chris, the Drone Geek, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Drones. Let's Talk Drones is brought to you by The Droning Company. Of course, the #1 online resource for commercial remote pilots. Make sure you check them out, thedroningcompany.com. They've got tons of informational resources that will help make you a better and more well-rounded commercial remote pilot, plus a job board that's second to none. Opportunities ranging from 1 and 2 off gigs all the way up to full-time staff positions as a remote pilot or a UAV expert with a variety of different companies and organizations. Check them out online, thedroningcompany.com, and across all major social media platforms. So today's video was supposed to be the second half of the Beeline F7 drone review. Unfortunately, I am in the middle of Pennsylvania spring, which for those of you that aren't familiar with that, it's basically when Pennsylvania acts like a cat that wants to be let in, but then when you go to open the door up, the cat runs back outside. And what I mean by that is it can't decide whether it's going to be winter or summer. We don't really have a spring. So I've been dealing with a lot of weather fronts coming in, a lot of high winds, and it's just not been ideal for flying drones. So until I get the perfect day, which I think this evening might be the day, I'm not going to be able to post the drone review or even film it for that matter. So it is coming, I just don't know when. And hopefully it's tonight. And not necessarily the video going up tonight, but I'll be able to film it tonight and then get the video out early next week. Instead, today's video is going to be about the recent leak that Jasper Ellens provided us on Twitter. Now, everybody knows I love my boy Jasper Ellens at 27 Leaks. He just does some awesome stuff, and if you haven't already, make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel and hit him up on Twitter too. Make sure you follow him on Twitter because he just puts out so much cool stuff, and I don't know about you, but it just gets my wheels turning. I start to speculate on things, think about things, I get excited, and I like that feeling, and Jasper provides me that dopamine hit, man. Like, he's just got so much cool stuff, and I want to share it with you the best way I know how. So Jasper recently tweeted a photo of the DJI Mini 3 bundle. That means the controller, the propellers, the batteries, everything that goes with this drone. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up for you now. You know, looking at this photo, it doesn't inspire a lot of excitement when you look at the components of it. If you're looking for something different in the actual bundle, there's not gonna be a lot that's gonna get you really excited and hyped up. However, what you can take away from this is that we have marketing images now for the DJI Mini 3. These are the same types of photos that they post on online stores that are DJI providers and retailers, and we have it. So why is that exciting? It means that the DJI Mini 3 is right around the corner. I mean, I don't think this is just an idea anymore. This is absolutely happening, and it's happening soon. Of course, it's not just an idea anymore. Of course, we've seen pictures of the drone. We've seen videos of the drone flying. It's just a matter of when it's coming out. There have been a lot of rumors flying around when we can expect the DJI Mini 3 to hit shelves. It used to be coming up in the beginning of May. That sort of has changed a little bit. Now they're expecting it maybe late May, even early June. Only time will tell on that. All I know is it is definitely coming soon because we have marketing images now, which means they're probably close to launch for the DJI Mini 3. So in the spirit of getting excited for the launch of this new drone from DJI, let's talk about some of the specs on this drone, because if you haven't been paying attention, which I find absolutely surprising if you clicked on this video, there's lots to be excited about with the DJI Mini 3. So we'll need another whiteboard. First and foremost, the DJI Mini 3 is maintaining its status in the weight category at a sub 250 gram drone. That means, especially in the United States, you do not need to register this drone to fly it. Now, there is a caveat with that. If you're gonna fly this commercially, remember Part 107 operations do not apply to this rule. So if you get the DJI Mini 3, you have your Part 107 and you want to fly it for money or in furtherance of a business, you will have to register it. But if you just buy it to fly it for fun, no need. The FAA will not require you to register it, which registering it's not a big deal, but I know that some people have their reasons for not wanting to register a drone with the FAA, and sometimes it's as simple as saving the $5 that it costs you to register the drone. The next thing we want to take a look at is the 47-minute flight time. Now keep in mind, this is rated in perfect conditions, which almost never happens. So really, we should anticipate this drone to be able to maintain flight for anywhere between like 41, 42 minutes and maybe 45 minutes, which still nothing to scoff at all. That's a fantastic rating time, especially for a drone this size and in this category. Lots of time to fly your drone and get really, really good at it. The sensor size on the camera is a 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor, which means that it's going to have some pretty decent imagery coming out of that camera. It's going to have a slightly larger, if I'm not mistaken, sensor than previous versions of the Mini, which means you're going to have more information traveling into the camera, which means a cleaner, sharper image. Speaking of image, the max video resolution is 4K at 60 frames per second. Lots of flexibility in post-production while editing videos. If you have footage that's 4K at 60 frames per second, you can slow it down, you can crop in, whatever you need to do to make your video project look the way you want it to look. The camera is also rated to take 48 megapixel RAW photos. Now, just a real quick disclaimer on this, DJI has this habit of rating its cameras at like 48 megapixels, something absolutely absurd. And it's not really quite true. They do some sort of mental gymnastic to come up with this number, and there's a way they can justify marketing it this way, but that's not really what you're getting out of that camera. So keep that in mind. Really, only time will tell with this one. I'll be anxious to see what kind of imagery comes out of the DJI Mini 3. The next big addition to the Mini 3 is the tri-directional obstacle avoidance. This is huge for this drone, considering largely the people considering the Mini 3 are people that are starting out just flying drones for the first time and trying to learn how to fly a drone before making a big investment in a bigger price tag drone. This allows them to have that time to practice with something that's not quite as high risk when it comes to financial investment, and they have the protection of tri-directional obstacle avoidance, which means it's going to lessen the chance of crashing into an object. Now, caveat with that, tri-directional, that means you're only getting 3 directionals of obstacle avoidance, and my guess is you get front. From the pictures we've seen, they added front obstacle avoidance sensors. You're going to get bottom for landing, and then if they added obstacle avoidance to the front, they probably added it to the back as well. So I think it's going to be front, back, and bottom. I don't think you're going to get it anywhere else, at least not as far as I can tell. The only other scenario that I would see is if they added top obstacle avoidance, which means that they would get rid of the rear obstacle avoidance. And again, you still only have 3 ways, but this is a step up from previous models, so I'm not going to be too critical. It's going to have APAS 4.0 for better intelligent flight modes, plus it's going to have an image transmission system of OcuSync 3, which is rated, I believe, at 12 kilometers. It's somewhere between 10 and 12 kilometers. Again, disclaimer on this one, that does not mean you should fly that far. In the United States, you have to maintain visual line of sight with your drone, so don't fly it beyond visual line of sight unless you have special permission to do so. This is basically just saying, look, it can go 10 to 12 kilometers. That does not mean that you should go that far. And really what it's saying is, since it can go that far, that's how reliable and strong the transmission system is, which means you probably won't lose the image feed or the video feed to your controller very easily, even in the most sticky and high traffic signal areas like cities and bigger towns, etc. What do you think? Are you going to buy the Mini 3? Are you going to wait to see, especially after what happened with the Mavic 3? It might be smart just to hold off for a second, wait to see what happens with this drone before going out to buy it. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot to get this video out into the algorithm to other people that also enjoy drone-related content. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so much to know that I have my subscriber list growing and that the Drone Geek army is getting bigger and bigger each and every day. Plus, you'll be able to see when I post new videos, including that Beeline F7 drone review part 2 that's coming up. I promise that's coming up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is your second reminder to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the thumbs up button, and leave me a comment. Are you going to get the DJI Mini 3? Is it happening? Are you doing it? Tell me down below. I want to know who's going out, who's going to chance it, who's going to get this drone right out of the gate. Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Chris, the Drone Geek, and I am out of here.